Baldwin,
Here, yep.
Steve Lemoyne,
Here.
Dan Sacco,
Here.
Kevin Shively,
Here.
Michael Lombardo. Baldwin.
Here, yep.
Oh, okay, he's on.
Mike's good.
Bruce Silverstone, Kevin Shively.
Here.
There's an echo. Okay, Preston Merritt.
Okay, declare we have a quorum. All right, thank you, Marissa. The next item on the agenda is a update on phase one work. George, give us everybody an update.
Sure. So we opened it, since we last met, we opened the bids, which you all know. The successful bidder for both contracts was Nagy Brothers. They executed the contract with the town, and they've taken over the site. They've erected a construction fence. They've done some clearing and grubbing. They've made the submittals. They're in the process of making their submittals for their shop drawings for the rebar. That was processed yesterday. So we did open up the site. We took two more test holes where the basement is, and we resolved to raise the elevation of the building. At first, we were going to raise it 18 inches, but then we thought it was wiser to raise it 2 feet so that all the construction is outside of the water. Currently, the contractor Nagy says that he doesn't think it's going to be any additional costs, but he's kind of left it open that he'll see how much fill he can get out from the excavations that he can reuse, because the gravel in the excavations is very nice bank run gravel, but it's got large boulders in it that they've got to pick through. So we'll see how much volume comes out of that. Right now, we're meeting every other Friday on site. It's been haphazard because he hasn't really gotten started, but I anticipate that probably in the next 10 days, once the rebar gets delivered to the site, that we'll start seeing some good progress. What did occur is that the 2 pine trees, one at the entrance and one at the top of the entrance driveway, the tree warden determined that those were diseased and that it would make sense to have them removed. And I'm sure that'll be an item later on. And we asked the contractor for a quote to do that, and that was forwarded on to the committee. Other than that, things are moving along pretty good. The contractor appears to be very skilled, knows what he's doing. He's well equipped, and they've got a trailer on site. So things are moving along very well.
Good, thank you, George. Any questions of George? Okay.
Listen, that's pretty amazing that they might do for no cost. Wow, I was worried about that.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but I agree with you. I was amazed that he was going to do that at no additional cost. The pushback is that we do have a section in the specifications called dewatering. So if we were to stick with the original basement elevation, that means that he would be performing all that work in a water condition, and he would have to provide dewatering operations through the whole excavation of the basement. So, he's a smart guy. I mean, he's been around a while, and so if he does come with an extra, we'll push back on that. That he did have to do dewatering operation. We'll see where it goes.
Hey, George, just for information, Graham and I just got interviewed by the Monroe Sun newspaper, and we made a point of telling them that Nagy Brothers out of Monroe was doing the building project, anything else. And he was happy about that. He wanted to put it in the article. So I think he's going to appear in an article that matters to you. You want to tell him at any point in time.
Yeah,
I
I
think
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made a
Yeah.
point. Tell
That's
Yep.
good.
George, when's the next job meeting? I'd like to go.
Yeah, the job meetings have been haphazard because, he really hasn't gotten, right now, he's got one subcontractor on site, which is doing the grubbing and the tree removal, and there's really not much to discuss. As he ramps up, we'll start having regular job meetings where, we'll have our engineer come out as the septic system is being constructed, and we'll draw you in and so forth. But right now, it's sort of, we were supposed to meet this Friday, but there's really nothing to discuss until he gets the rebar out there and get some excavation over at the septic system. There's no sense in meeting.
I was on vacation anyway. I just got back last week,
Okay,
and we're in the middle of our pot drive now for the next 3 weeks. So
okay.
I'll be. But, thanks.
Right. Are there any other questions? All right, the next item on the agenda, we have 3 invoices that we need to approve. The first one is $7,500 for Wiles Associates. George, can you walk everybody through that?
Yeah, that's, I sent the backup information with it, and that's, we're moving into the construction administration phase. And that's for our office and MMJ Engineering for preparing, the bid analysis plus, the construction administration up to the period in the invoice.
Does anybody, do we have a motion to approve that invoice?
Hey, so I'm just going to assume, as the question, then I'll put the motion. I'm just assuming all this is part of the process that we expected to have happen. Nothing is extra spending, right?
Everything that we're invoicing in that invoice for the $7,500 is against the additional services that you approved about 2 months ago.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve that.
We have a second?
Who was that? Who had made the motion?
That was Dan Sacco made the motion.
Steve Lemoyne will second.
Steve Lemoyne will second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Number 2 invoice is for the groundbreaking ceremony. The Trumbull High School marching band apparently has a service where they erect a 20 by 30 foot tent with lights inside, which for a cost of $300, which is a pretty reasonable cost. And so that's for Friday's event. Do we have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Who's that?
Mike Lombardo.
Mike Lombardo. Do we have a second?
Second.
Kevin Shively, second. Any discussion?
So Ray, that's a cost building committee as opposed to town running the function.
Say again?
That's the cost of the building committee to do the groundbreaking, the town function with all the.
That's right. I'll get into more detail what the town's doing for us when we get into this, but this will be on us, on the building committee.
That's from the Trumbull Marching Band,
Correct.
and that money goes to them.
Yes, goes directly to them. It's part of the balance. They normally charge $600. They cut it in half for us to $300.
Okay.
That's a good cause.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Aye.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Okay. The last, as George discussed, the tree removal. I think you all received the change order that was sent out. The change order was for $7,814 and I don't know, 80 cents. As George described, there are some trees on that site that actually were in jeopardy of possibly coming down on the building if it was built. They were, according to the tree warden, Dimitri Paris, those trees were not savable and would cost us a whole lot more if we wanted to bolt them and so forth. So we want to get them removed, and that's the cost. So do we have a motion to approve that?
Ray, I have a question first. How big were those trees?
They were pretty huge. I think the ones on site, if you've been on that site, there's a big, huge one that was right as you get up into the parking lot on the left side. And then there were some lesser, there was another one down by as you come in the driveway and make the right turn up into the parking lot. There was two of them there that were also undermining the driveway itself with the rooting. And then he did some other, going to do some other work for us to clear out by the pine tree grove to the right of the pond. So, I think it's a good price, and that's what they're doing. So, does anybody? Well, let's have a motion. Do we have a motion to approve the change order?
I'll make the motion, Steve Lemoyne.
Okay, thank you. And a second?
Second.
Well, Steve
Who's
Lemoyne's on,
second?
Steve Lemoyne's on board. I'll be on board.
Okay, Dan. Okay, Dan's second. Any further discussion on the that tree removal? Okay, hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Okay, the motion passes. All right, we already had the discussion on the tree removal. As you all know, the groundbreaking ceremony is going to be Friday at 11 o'clock. The town highway department is going to bring up chairs, tent, and they're also going to provide a portalette at no expense to us. And the podium speaker system is going to be brought up by town highway department and Kathy McGann. And Kathy has been great working with us, getting notifications out to the media and to the list of attendees. We have a lot of people coming. We have, of course, Vicky DeSoro will be there, the chair of the town council, Carl Massaro, Dick Blumenthal, Jim Himes. Nobody from the governor's office so far coming. Senator Moore, Dave Rutigliano, Ben McGordy, Sarah Pete, and Tony Scott, our delegation. The executive director of the VA Connecticut, Dr. Becky Rhodes, will be there. Our two commanders will be there to speak. Our chief will be there. The chief informs me that he has 5 other police chiefs from the area that will also be there.
Yes.
So that's kind of where we are right now. Hopefully the weather cooperates and we have a good day.
Ray, Steve Lemoyne. What's the
Yes.
parking situation going to be like?
Oh, that's the other thing. Obviously, with a lot of people up there, we're going to have some parking issues. So I've arranged with Bobby Brown from Tashua Knolls and Angela Magliocco. They're going to deliver 2 golf carts down to the site, 2 passenger golf carts. So they hold 5 or 6 passengers, and they'll shuttle people from wherever they park on Teller Road or Whitney Avenue to the site.
Yeah, just if I could for a moment, our plan is to have 2 officers there to help with traffic. And since Whitney Avenue is so wide, we'll probably have people park on the sides of Whitney Avenue, and then we can shuttle them up to the actual groundbreaking ceremony location.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Doesn't require a vote, just getting you up to speed. We've had Rena, Kathy McGannon, and Karen Hoffman, who some of you may not know, have been helping out with making the arrangements, making the contact. WICC will be there tomorrow. Channel 8, Gil Simmons is going to be announcing it on TV. Of course, the Connecticut Post, the Trumbull Times, all the Channel 12 will also be on site, and probably Senator Blumenthal will bring his own media entourage. Okay. Okay. Next item is the discussion of the timetable for the next phase for bidding. George, maybe you can help us out there.
Yeah, right. Currently, we're putting together the final plans to go out to bid. We're probably about 4 to 6 weeks away from that going out to bid. Right now, we're just going through and designing the bid form that we'll present to the building committee for their input. And we're right on schedule to go out to bid for a bid opening in late in the summer.
So probably by middle, late June.
Something along those lines, yes.
Okay, good. Anybody have any questions of George?
Is that the same kind of time range, George? Like about 2 months, come back and then a choice? Same way?
Yes.
And then George, you anticipate that in September or so, or October, that they'd actually start the building?
Yeah, September probably, it looks like a September bid opening. And then probably the second phase contractor will start work the 1st of October.
Yeah, I noticed it's an unfair question. How long do you anticipate it would take?
To build the building?
Yes, sir.
Oh, probably 9 months to a year.
Okay. Okay.
That's right.
Thank you.
Any further questions of George?
Yeah, I never got the dimensions on the commander's office. Are we still working on that part or what?
I thought we sent a PDF of that area with all the information on. We distributed it, I think a month ago.
Yeah, you sent it, but no dimensions. I have no how small those rooms are. Is it a six?
I thought the dimensions were on it. I'll send it out again.
Okay.
Yeah, I
thank
didn't
you.
get it at all. I didn't see anything.
I'll send it out again.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, the next item is the review and discussion of the communication plan. We're take that off the agenda for tonight because Bruce is not available and the committee that's working on it hasn't really completed it. So we'll hold it off for another meeting.
Just to let you know, Ray, I'm sending over some stuff to him this week. So hopefully we should have some stuff for you very soon.
Okay, great. Let's see. I don't know if I told you or not, but I did talk to George Estrada about the possibility of building stairs from Whitney Avenue down to the driveway for the center. So we have big events, people can walk down a set of stairs. He said that the town controls that road and therefore he didn't see a problem with doing that. But that's somewhere down the road on that. We don't have to worry about that tonight. But he didn't tell me no. That's all I'm going to say. That's all that we have on the agenda for now. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add?
Hey, have you straightened out the flagpole for Tom Lee yet?
Yeah. Well, I talked to my brother today because I gave him a key to the gate. We can, get everything set up for Friday. And they still have the flagpole up at Indian Ledge, the one that was near the building. He said it's in good shape, so I presume that's the case. So
That'll make Tom happy.
yeah.
Hey, Ray?
Yes.
I have one question for George. George Wiles. Hey, George, did you hear anything further about that second contract for the foundation work yet?
No.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I sent it on to Norm, and then after we talked, I followed up with a question and I got no response. I think he thinks that he's got a contract for both of them with the town, and I think he's just sort of blowing me off, but I think that'll come to a head when he makes his first requisition for payment. So.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, as a follow-up to what Jim just asked, has that request been made in email or writing in some fashion?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
it has. Yep.
So we have a paper trail, and it's not.
I think I figured it out. I think
Yeah.
I had too many,
Yeah.
Maybe you need to hear from Kevin Bova. I don't know.
I don't know. The other thing I want to bring up, Ray, is that I think I'd like to suggest that the committee schedule a regular meeting the first week of every month so that the contractor is going to be sending his requisition for payment to our office on the 25th. We'll review it, sign off on it, and then present it to the building committee for payment the first of the month of the following month. So it would be good if we were to, like, for instance, this is May 8th, this is perfect, there was no requisition for payment, but if there was one, we could distribute it and then the committee could act on it. So from here forward, I think the committee has to get on a regular first, pick a night, what day, but the first week of every month, you've got to meet in order to process the paperwork for the contractor under this phase, and then it'll roll right into the next phase.
So why we have at least, I think there's five of us, 5 members on the meeting. How went the first Wednesday of every month for everybody?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Fine.
Okay, that's Dan. Steve?
That works. Town council's on Monday, so that works.
Okay, Steve, Kevin Shively.
Sorry, I was just looking at the calendar just to see if there was anything jumping out at me here, but no, it looks like it's okay.
All right. And Mike Lombardo.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So I will put out a notice to everybody that going forward, the first Wednesday of every month, we will have a standing meeting for whatever business we have to discuss and go over. Okay.
And then the last item I have, and Jim Nugent can jump in on this. In between the building committee meetings, Ray or someone, usually the building committee chairman, should have the authorization to make on-site decisions to authorize things that the contractor needs in order to keep the project moving. The contractor took those trees down on good faith, but moving forward, there should be an amount of money that Ray should, or whoever's designated, has the ability to authorize to move the project forward. Of course, all the building committee members will be made aware of what's going on, but you have to have some mechanism where you're not waiting 30 days for a decision. So I can't think of what else is going to come up, but something might come up that needs a $5,000 decision that's really impedes the contractors. He needs the answer right away to keep moving, and somebody should have the authorization to make that decision, whatever mechanism that is, to poll the committee and get a consensus, and then tell the contractor to move forward, and then a formal change order can follow. And that's for small things under $10,000 or $5,000, whatever the committee decides. But there should be a mechanism that that decisions can be made on the fly to keep the contractor moving.
Let me jump in there, Ray, if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a very good idea. We call that, a not to exceed number, and we used it on the high school. We used it on other projects. But you can't poll the committee on it, because that's a meeting, and it would be an illegal meeting. So if we're going to grant the authority to a specified person, then that person has the authority, period. And of course, they'd be reporting about it and whatnot, and it'd be brought to the committee's attention. But you can't have another vote, is what I'm saying. You can't hold, you can't have a consensus. It's
Thank you, Jim.
it's authority or not authority. So, and 5 is certainly an appropriate number. I don't know if anybody want to go higher. I mean, right now, it's not really, when you start putting up the structure, you're going to have more issues. But
Well, the tree issue turned out to be 7,800. So there's a case where, 5,000 wouldn't do it. And you have somebody on site he's gonna pull his equipment out, and then you're gonna have to go out to bid, and it's gonna probably cost you more money. So I don't know.
I'll give you an example. We're gonna open up the toe of the slope for the septic system. If we run into a large boulder it's classified as rock removal, there's a machine, there's men there, somebody on the spot has to say, you know what, it's going to cost us, $7,000 to remove that rock off the site. And if we don't have authorization, we have to stop. So even though this is a limited scope, these 2 phases, coming up out of the ground is where you usually run into a lot of unforeseen. So there needs to be a mechanism that on the site, just in case, to keep the contractor flowing, that person has the authority, as Jim said.
you can go
Jim, there-
higher. You can go to 8,500, or you want to go all the way to 10. I wouldn't go over 10, but that would be my recommendation.
Okay. Does the committee members have a recommendation or a motion? Want to make a motion?
Well, I'll make a motion that we cap it at 10,000.
Okay.
And I
that's
think,
perfect.
I make a motion that there's 2 people who make the decision, not just one.
Well, one motion at a time, guys.
All right, sorry.
Well, I don't as a matter of fact, I think that's a great idea. I don't think it should be solely one person's decision to make. So if I certainly volunteer as the chairman and Dan Sacco as the vice chairman, and give us the authorization to, do less 10,000 or less. That, as George described and Jim described, would be a good way to keep the project moving. So
Jim, do we need to make 2 separate motions, or can we tie it
No,
all into one?
you can
one
make it
motion?
all of one. Yeah, you can make it all of one.
I would just say the people who made the motions should withdraw them, and then we'll make a new motion as described there.
I withdraw motion 2.
Okay.
I withdraw motion 2, yeah.
Okay. All right. Does somebody other than Dan or myself want to make a motion?
I will make a motion to cap the decision of the 2 individuals at 10,000 and make those 2 individuals making the decision, Ray Baldwin and Dan Sacco.
As the chair and vice chair, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay. Any discussion?
Who was the one who made the motion
Steve Lemoyne made the motion.
and the second?
Mike Lombardo.
You all set, Marissa?
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
Just call me No Way Dan. No way, Dan. No way.
Okay.
Ray, I just want to add one other quick thing. If the committee decides at a later point to hire an owner's representative on the project, that's another party you may consider in the future to grant that authority to, but we'll get to that later.
Okay, very good. Okay,
All
does anybody have any other business they'd like to bring before the committee? All right. Well, we'll see you all Friday. It should be exciting. Hopefully the weather cooperates. So, do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, Dan Sacco, we have a second?
Ray,
Yes.
we never approved the minutes from the last meeting.
I thought we did. Okay, let me go back then. do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 3rd, 2024 meeting?
So moved. Kevin Shively.
Kevin Shively, second.
Second, Steve Lemoyne.
Steve Lemoyne, second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion carries. Now we can go to a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Dan Sacco, second.
Steve Lemoyne.
Steve Lemoyne, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Very good. All right,
Thank you, thank you.
folks, we'll see you all Friday. Looking forward to it.
Hey, Ray.
Okay.
Ray, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's gonna last, the ceremony?
I'm gonna guess, no more than an hour.
Okay, all right, because I gotta be out of there no later than 12:30.
Oh, no. You'll be out of there by 12:30.
Okay, all right, see you then.
All right, guys, take care.
Yep.